Okay, so it hasn't been a good week for Bomani Jones. His contract, unfortunately, will not be renewed by ESPN. And also, his show on HBO has been canceled. And this comes at the heels of ESPN laying off a lot of TV personalities, such as Jalen Rose and Max Kellerman. Now, Disney is trying to cut the cost of a lot of subscribers are no longer, heavily depending on satellite and cable, as well as, this is the after effects of COVID. COVID suspended and pretty much killed a lot of revenue streaming, particularly with sports, because sports is heavily dependent on its live events. And this is just the after effects of COVID, as well as people are pulling away from satellite and cable. And it's not only just ESPN, it's also affecting Fox Sports 1. They have been letting go of personalities left and right, not as many as ESPN, CNN, even Spotify has been, pulling the cord on a lot of podcasts that's just not generating a lot of revenue. And it's just the nature of the beast. Business is business. Disney has been, cutting costs with not only ESPN, but a lot of their shows on Disney Plus, as well as pushing back a lot of movies. So it's just the nature of the beast. As far as Bomani Jones, he was a staple over there at ESPN. Bomani Jones, had his own thoughts, his own opinions. He wasn't the traditional journalist or TV personality, and just came with his own thoughts and his own opinions. As far as Bomani Jones go, he's the type of individual that's going to bounce back. Don't be surprised if you see Bomani Jones more so in politics. Even though he was a sports journalist, he did share his own thoughts and opinions, particularly on what's affecting what's affect us as he was just more than just a sports personality. So don't be surprised if you see Bomani Jones on headline news or CNN or maybe NBC. You can always see him go back to his roots, his sports roots. Like maybe going to CBS or maybe the NFL Network. You may see him doing that, or you might see him do a local radio show. I'm subscribed to Bomani Jones on his YouTube channel. He used to constantly be on his YouTube channel with the live streams. Haven't recently seen Bomani Jones on his YouTube channel. And maybe he's still doing live streams on YouTube. I'm going to go check that out. But I don't get any notifications of any new content coming from Bomani Jones' YouTube channel. But he might be doing that more heavily. It seems like a lot of sports personalities or news personalities in general are creating their own YouTube channels and thriving and flourishing on YouTube. I mean, look at Marcellus Wiley and his YouTube channel. Stephen A. Smith just recently created a YouTube channel. So, you see a lot of these personalities thrive on YouTube, but you also see some other personalities that once were staples at ESPN or Fox Sports 1 or CNN or whatever. It just ain't hitting the same. All right. Carrie Champion, even though she has a YouTube channel and she interviews different personalities, she's pretty much up and down as far as the content creator goes. Just because you was working at ESPN or you was working at Fox Sports 1 or CNN or Headline News or NBC, and you want to go independent and create a YouTube channel, that doesn't always translate into you thriving and flourishing, because you have your own brand, you have your own name. Okay, it's a hit or miss type of thing. Okay, so as far as Bomani Jones goes, I think he's going to thrive and flourish in whatever arena he chooses to go to. But, me personally, I love listening to Bomani Jones, particularly on his podcast. A lot of his older podcast episodes I would, still listen to on ESPN Radio. ESPN has ESPN Radio, but then they have their other channels on Sirius XM. And sometimes you get to look at their podcast channel, listen to their podcast channel, and you get to hear some old episodes of Bomani Jones. But yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to Bomani Jones. Who knows? He might go to Dan Le Batard. There was a great 1-2 tandem when Dan Le Batard was with ESPN, and Bomani Jones would be guest host. Who knows? He might do that type of gig. So you never know. But I think there's going to be plenty of options for Bomani Jones. He's going to be heavily demanded, particularly in the sports arena. But I feel like Bomani Jones has other aspects as far as maybe going back to YouTube or focusing more in the political news arena. It's just different arenas are still thriving and flourishing even without cable and satellite. And I feel like when you talk about sports entertainment, it heavily depends on satellite and cable. And with these new licensing agreements with the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, they're only going up, folks. And a lot of these sports networks, such as ESPN, if they want to continue to get these contracts, they have to have the revenue to do it. So it is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.